Sani Bonani, and Wamukele Kile. That's it for my Zulu. Thanks for joining us this evening and for this very special occasion. I was also supposed to do a joke about the weather, but I was on the inaugural flight this morning, and coming in from Scandinavia, I really hope there's not going to snow tomorrow. And it's a delight to be here, and particularly to have arrived this morning with our inaugural flight directly from London Heathrow Terminal 5 in one of our most modern aircraft, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. And of course, this isn't the first time we've flown to KwaZulu-Natal. During the Second World War, BOACC planes landed in Durban en route to Sydney, the so-called horseshoe route, and this service ended after the war. Then later in the mid-1990s, we operated a flight to the then Louis Botha Airport via Johannesburg to London. And then for various reasons, this service was stopped. And then in 1996, British Airways livery was again seen in KwaZulu-Natal after we concluded a franchise agreement with Comair, which still exists today and remains our longest and most successful. And then, since then, British Airways operated by Comair domestic services from Louis Botha and more recently King Shaka International have connected with our international flights from OR Tambo International. It was the classic hub and spoke arrangement that international airlines the world over adopted, flying large aircraft into big hubs and then providing onboard connections to domestic or regional destinations using their own network or code sharing with short-haul carriers. But the world is changing. Competition in the notoriously thin-margin airline industry has increased, with carriers such as British Airways not only competing with other full-service airlines, but also low-cost carriers. Aircraft technology has also changed. Modern twin-engine aircraft such as the Boeing 787 Dreamliner can fly further and operate much more efficiently and economically than previous generations of long-haul aircraft. So this technological leap meant that airlines could reassess routes that might not be previously profitable or economically viable. And of course, when you add a fantastic modern airport such as King Shaka International into the mix, the case for direct flights becomes even more compelling. In fact, it's such a good airport, and this is where we trained our Airbus 380 crews in 2014. And then, of course, there is the unflagging perseverance and enthusiasm of the Durban Direct team, which worked with our route planners to make today's inaugural flight possible. BA 40 will fly from Durban to London Heathrow every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, departing King Shaka International at 7:35 and arrive at our home base, Terminal 5 in Heathrow, at 18:45 in the evening. The 787 Dreamliner offers 214 seats across 3 cabins, 154 in World Traveller, 25 in World Traveller Plus, and 35 in Club World. As I mentioned before, direct flights, modern aircraft, and a full service offering across 3 cabins should be an appealing proposition for British and European travellers wanting to visit the beaches, golf courses, game reserves, and other bountiful attractions KwaZulu-Natal has to offer. In my opening remarks, I mentioned that BOAC operated flying boats to Durban during the Second World War. In fact, our history in Africa and South Africa dates back much further than that. So next year we celebrate 100 years of flying, and we've been flying to South Africa for the past 94 years, so it's a long time. So we have a long-standing relationship with South Africa. In those days, flying from London to South Africa took 10 days. It was a bit long. The good news is that today, to fly from Durban to London, it only takes 13 hours. So we do think it's an improvement. And again, I hope that's a great step forward, and I hope you do too. Having said that, thank you very much for your attention. Ngiyabonga, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
I dare say 10 days to 13 hours is a marginal improvement.